CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najah Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
Taking a live look at downtown Miami, a beautiful shot, but we are tracking heat and the timing of some rain that could be moving through the area. Next Weather Chief Meteorologist and Hurricane Specialist Ivan Cabrera has it all.
Good to see you here on a Friday, Najah. This is different now as we head into the next couple of hours. I just want you to know there will be some showers and storms. We're getting a late start today, so I know we haven't rained a lot, and that's why these heat advisories continue in effect. It has been feeling like about 107 to 110. That is what it feels like at this hour because we haven't rained at the airport. 107 there, 110 at Opelika, and you can see the numbers there well into the triple digits. Our sea breeze has come in, but hasn't done much. It's all about the Gulf breeze here that has initiated the showers and storms, but you can see them marching easterly here. So for the next couple of hours, I think we're going to have a wet evening commute, and if you have outdoor plans for this Friday evening, just keep that in mind. When you get these late starts, it is a late start and a late finish, so we're going to continue to see showers and storms throughout the evening. Next weather rain tracker for your Saturday here through the afternoon. Much more of the same typical afternoon for our rainy season here with showers and plenty of thunderstorms that'll be moving from west to east. That's the pattern we've been in, and that's really not going to change all that much for the next couple of days. Let's check in on the tropics. Things have relatively quietly calmed down here. We have an area north of the Lesser Antilles, nothing doing there, and then of course Tropical Depression 7, which became Tropical Storm Gordon. That's well out in the eastern Atlantic, and that's not going to bother anyone. It's going to be moving towards the west over the next few days. So let's talk about your 7-day forecast taking you through the upcoming weekend here. 60% rain chances, I think, for tomorrow. We had talked about a little bit of some dry air coming in through the end of the weekend into early next week. That remains to be seen. So I'm going to keep rain chances at about 50%. And each afternoon, we'll likely get a heat advisory in the morning from the National Weather Service because it will be hot before the storms come in. So temperatures back into the 90s, 50% rain chance, and pretty much steady. A very typical pattern setting up here as we head into the next 7 days. We'll keep you posted on the storms. Join us on CBS Miami coming up at 5 o'clock. I'll likely be tracking plenty of rainfall for your evening commute, and then we'll talk about the rest of the tropics. See you then.
It's important that he gets healthy day by day, and in that, the best thing I can do is not try to assess what this even means from a football standpoint.
Coach Mike McDaniel says his priority is Tua's health. That's after the Dolphins star quarterback suffered a concussion in last night's game. Prayers up for Tua after last night's hard hit. We are now just 9 days before the Dolphins' next game, and many are unsure if the star quarterback will play or should play.
We're at Broward Health Medical Center, where a neurosurgeon breaks down what Tua's doctors likely need to do next, which involves a consultation, talking with his families about the best next steps, looking at a baseline example of his cognitive functions, looking at shapes, etc., something they do with all the players before the season, and comparing those results with what happens with Tua today, given those same tests. We also heard from Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, who says football is at the back of his mind. It is all about Tua and his family and them taking time to figure out what he needs to do next with his health. McDaniel says the last thing he told Tua leaving the field was that you are the quarterback of your family. And at this point, McDaniel says the focus is solely on the quarterback's recovery. Fort Lauderdale, Larry Seward, CBS News, Miami.
And stay with us for continuing coverage all day long. We will bring you the latest news on Tua on air and on our website, cbsmiami.com. A bandit caught burglarizing 2 different banks, and the crime all caught on camera. Surveillance video shows the suspect. You can see him right there wearing a white baseball cap and a black shirt. He pulled up to an ATM in Hialeah and forcefully opened the machines. It happened at 2 different Regions banks in Hialeah. Both incidents occurred during the early morning hours. Anyone with information is urged to call police. The Boar's Head lunch meat facility at the center of the deadly listeria outbreak has closed for good. Federal inspectors found dozens of violations at the Virginia facility. That includes mold, mildew, and insects throughout the site. The nationwide outbreak is linked to 9 deaths, including one right here in Florida. Nearly 60 people have been hospitalized. Now to a story about a very close call for a teenager this morning on a scooter in Miami. Police say she was struck by an SUV. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch is at the hospital where the victim is being treated.
A 17-year-old girl is fighting for her life here at the Ryder Trauma Center at Jackson Memorial Hospital. And Miami police officer in spokesman Mike Vega tells us that a good Samaritan with a forklift may have saved her life. Vega says the accident happened just after 7 this morning in Northwest Miami Court at 14th Street when the girl was on an electric stand-up scooter and she was struck by a black SUV and pinned underneath it. The operator of a nearby forklift was able to lift up the SUV so the teenager could be removed and then rushed to the hospital. She is in critical condition right now. The driver has been cited for failing to yield to a pedestrian. Coming up in just an hour at 5, we'll have the latest on this story on CBS News Miami. We are live at Jackson Memorial Hospital. Peter Dinch, CBS News Miami.
A motorcycle driver accused of shooting and killing a cyclist is back on the stand for cross-examination. Cadel Pietrahita is charged with second-degree murder. It is in the death of 48-year-old Alex Palencia. The deadly shooting happened on the Rickenbacker Causeway in 2019. Yesterday, he told the jury he was attacked by multiple people. Prosecutors say the two men had been involved in an argument the day before Palencia was killed. A special announcement today. D. Wade is coming back home, sort of. The mark he is making on the Kaseya Center when we come back. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. More than 33,000 Boeing union workers are now on strike. It's after they rejected Boeing's contract offer. This is the latest in a series of issues at the company this year. CBS News Miami's Chris Van Cleve reports from Phoenix.
Boeing machinists spent the night walking the picket line in Everett. 96% of union workers voted to strike after rejecting Boeing's contract offer.
Our contract's been overdue for the past 2 years, and I believe we deserve way better because without us, there's no Boeing.
The strike will essentially halt Boeing production lines in the Seattle area, including work on the 737 MAX. The rejected deal included a 25% wage increase for all employees, a $3,000 lump sum payment, enhanced retirement plans, lowered employee health care costs, plus 12 weeks of paid parental leave. It also included a major union demand, building the next new airplane in the Puget Sound area with union workers. But the machinists wanted to see a 40% raise and a return of pensions, which is a no-go for the company.
We're just trying to make a living, and we're hoping that Boeing sees that and comes to an agreement with us.
Boeing has already seen major setbacks this year, including the panel that blew out of one of its passenger jets and its troubled Starliner trip to space. The company now risks losing up to $1 billion a week as long as the strike continues.
The longer this drags on, it also delays deliveries of airplanes that are already late to major customers like United and Southwest, and that disrupts their ability to run their business.
In a statement, Boeing said the company remains committed to resetting our relationship with employees and the union, adding it is ready to get back to the table to reach a new agreement. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News.
There is a desperate search for a pregnant woman missing from Hallandale Beach. Detectives say 25-year-old Jenny Pierre was last seen at Gulfstream Park. That was on August 5th. Her sister says she was with her ex-boyfriend. He's also the father of her unborn child.
She was excited to be a mother. She wouldn't just run away and disappear and have no contact or no activity on social media.
Call police if you have any information. The search is on for a hit-and-run driver. Broward Sheriff's deputies are searching for a gray-colored Mustang. The driver left the scene of a hit-and-run. It happened earlier today. Investigators say the driver hit a man riding his bike. It was near Northwest 6th Avenue and West Oakland Park Boulevard. That victim was rushed to a nearby hospital. No word on his condition. Businesses around the world are experimenting with AI. They're using tools like ChatGPT to increase sales. CBS News Miami's Tina Kraus has the report.
Italy has a centuries-old love affair with ice cream. And a gelato maker in Milan is giving it a 21st century twist, churning out new flavors with the help of artificial intelligence. We started using ChatGPT, says Gianfranco Sampo, who owns the ice cream parlor. He says the AI tool helped to create a new frontier of flavors after they fed the chatbot a list of more than 7 dozen current recipes. The first creation is white chocolate with a berry sauce, balsamic vinegar, and caramelized black pepper, he says, a combination I never would have thought of. Makers say skeptics stopped complaining after the first taste. I chose the 2 flavors created with artificial intelligence, this customer says. I must say this is very balanced, so it's very good. Another AI special, vegan salted and sandblasted hazelnut with oat milk and peaches sauteed in Prosecco. Massimo Grasso is credited as the gelato genius who put AI into the mix and says he's not worried technology will take his job away. He says ChatGPT is not able to balance a recipe, so for the moment, my role is still fundamental. And chatbots can't eat it either, and that's sweet news for customers. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And now to our Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade will be honored at the Kaseya Center. Wade will become the first player in Miami Heat's history to have a sculpture dedicated in his honor. The unveiling of the bronze statue will be October 27th. The event is open to the public at no charge. That's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great Friday.